I simply believe that on the present course, that we're going to be a weaker, less prosperous, more divided nation than what we have been. I do not say that lightly, but I think it's the truth. And I think the American people are ready for the truth.
So where is the optimism? He's often been compared to Ronald Reagan, but Fred Thompson these days not sounding very much like the Gipper, at least this past weekend. My next guest says no matter how bad times were, his father was always quick to say that America is still great and that it was indeed morning in America. Michael Reagan says that Senator Thompson might want to remember that. Michael, a best-selling author, of course, a famous radio talk show host. Michael, apples and oranges, right? Former actors both, but very different messages?
I think what they have in common, the fact is they were both actors at one time. My father a governor and then president of the United States. And you know, every time I hear Fred Thompson, I'm still looking for the wow factor. When you went to a Ronald Reagan speech and you listened to it, if you listened to one of them or all of them, you always felt the speech he just got done giving was the greatest speech he had ever given, and you would follow him to the moon if he led you there after the speech. And I'm not seeing that in Fred Thompson at all. And
well, Michael, I am seeing crowds.
Call.
I am seeing crowds of Fred Thompson. He's like a rock star when he's in Iowa and New Hampshire. So now maybe you're right. Maybe the message isn't resonating, but it's not as if he doesn't have at least some of your father's charisma, right?
Well, he's got charisma, but you cannot give a kind of a monotone talk and expect people are going to ultimately come to you and vote. It still takes organization. He's still going to have to answer the question, what have you done? What did you do as senator? And when you read about Fred Thompson, you find out what he did during the time of Watergate. But what did he do as a senator? What does he plan to do as president of the United States of America? And where is he going to lead us? Right now, nobody knows where he's going to lead us, and where do we need to be led to?
So you're saying monotone doesn't cut it?
No, monotone doesn't cut it. You've got to be upbeat and move America forward. You know, in my father's speech, whether it was a time for choosing, which was the first great speech he gave, or the last one in '92 in Houston, I mean, he always made you feel good. When you left the room, you felt good. When he talked in 1976 after losing the nomination of the party, people walked out of there feeling bad that they, in fact, nominated the wrong guy, but they felt great about Ronald Reagan. When people hear Fred speak, I'm still not getting that wow factor. Wow.
All right, we should say, Michael, as you're speaking, we were just showing the Morning in America spots from, I think, 1984. So let's talk about moving this forward. Do you have any horse in this race yourself, Michael?
No, I really don't. I really don't have any horse. I mean, there's people I like in it. I like the people who are in it now. I think we have some great choices. I think the lower tier that nobody gives any credit to, the Huckabees, the Hunters, I think they offer something. In fact, I think the lower tier probably is more than what the conservatives are looking for. They're looking for Fred Thompson to do what? I don't know what. Where you've got Duncan Hunter, who's been building fences, chairman of the Armed Services Committee, Michael Huckabee, who is the governor of Arkansas. You have a great group, I think, right now to choose from. I don't think Fred Thompson is going to add much to it except he's an actor. Maybe he'll do an autograph.
And thrust upon the man or the woman in office. I mean, Bill Clinton, of course, was famously remembered for his 1988 long speech for Michael Dukakis.
Oh.
He was one of many in '92 running, ultimately won it all. Democrats will argue a very good, successful president. I know you'll feel otherwise. But my point is that a lot of greatness comes with the office. It's hard to see in the battle of the campaign.
But, Neil, you've got to tell people where you're going to lead them, where you're going to take them. It's not enough just to say, geez, here's the problem we have. What are you going to do about it? What do you plan to do as President of the United States? What are you going to call on us to do? The John Kennedy speech. Ask what you could do for the country. Ronald Reagan, Morning in America. We could do this together. Fred Thompson has not answered that, where he wants to take us and where he wants to lead us, and he's not, in fact, asked us to follow.
All right. We'll see what happens. Michael, very good seeing you again.
Thank you, Neil.
Michael Reagan.